welcome. My name is Lynn and I share with you everything you need to know about personal development and spirituality so that you can create your best life and so that you can rise to your fullest potential. If that's something that you're interested in, then make sure to subscribe. As you can see, I'm standing in this beautiful location, and that's because we've been spending our time here in Spain. I've been showing you some visuals in my previous videos, but today we were actually just hiking on the beach. We were walking in between all these beautiful rocks, and it's actually pretty remote and pretty difficult to get here. And yeah, I was just thinking, what do you guys want to hear from me? And the only thing today I could think about was actually how you're able to live a life like this. How you're able to live in locations like this, work from anywhere that you want, and I don't know, create everything that you want to create. And the reason why I was thinking about that was not only because, yeah, it's just because I've been so grateful in these last few days about just the tiny things, that we were able to be here, that I get to wake up every single morning and I just feel like singing and hearing the birds and being in this peaceful environment while actually so much shit is going on in the world, and we're able to maintain this peace just because we chose to do so. And that's something that's possible for you. And I noticed last few days that I was in this Twitter space of Women Unite, people had so many questions about this, and I never truly realized that, you know, maybe you are watching my videos and you're like, why is this girl always in these beautiful places and what is she doing to get there? And yeah, today I just want to expand your mind a little bit on what is possible for you and how you can live in places like this while doing what you love and creating an income. So if that's something that you'd like to learn more about, then stay around. So like I said, I had received a couple of questions, actually quite a lot of questions, from people who were just curious, like, how do you do this and how can I learn to create multiple streams of income while being in places where I want to live. And so today my intention is to just open your mind and expand your mind to what is all possible for you, and perhaps some mindsets that you've been in that's been keeping you where you are right now, and actually just, I don't know, shifting that, starting to shift that. And one of the ways that I think you will be able to see your possibilities is just to share a little bit about my story, how I've got to this point, and what I'm still doing to keep continuing to live like this and to do even more of what I love to do, because I definitely am not there where I want to be eventually. Are we ever there? I don't think so. I think the more that we grow and expand, and the more that we see, the more that this vision for our life develops, and the more that we keep exploring new opportunities for our lives. And so yeah, just, I think I've shared this story with you that around 5 years ago, maybe a bit longer, I think it was like 6, maybe even 7 years ago, I was going through a depression, and I found my way out of that actually through following my heart, learning to surf. And because I want to learn to surf, I moved to different places. I was exploring Sri Lanka, the Philippines, Bali, and a lot of beautiful places where I just felt, you know, that's where I can surf whenever I want to. That's where there's weather that I feel that my body thrives in and that just makes me most happy. And so why not go to those places and just do what I want to do? And I did that alone. And I think for a lot of you, if you have that opportunity to go somewhere alone, I think it's such a beautiful way to get to know yourself better, to understand what do I love to do without having to please others. And I think that's a super big thing in creating the life that you want, because oftentimes the mindset of wanting to please other people, wanting to I don't know, feeling that you're responsible for, I don't know, whoever in your life, is keeping a lot of people from doing what they actually want to do. I see so many people who have these dreams and have these passions and they have all these beautiful talents and skills, but they never actually get to do that because they tell themselves that for some reason they're stuck where they are. And I want you to know that you're never truly stuck anywhere. If you can find your way out of that mindset and maybe see your situation in a different light. And yeah, what I did, it was basically I literally had to let go of so many different things, of my relationship, of my apartment, of my job, of so many different things to basically do what I wanted to do. And while I was on that path, my vision on life started to expand and I started to speak with so many people, and I actually was introduced to a different kind of lifestyle that I never saw as a possibility before. I just saw that, you know, I could do, for example, I could do seasonal work, so that I could work in the seasons, have my summer off, save money during the winter seasons, have my summer off and do all the things that I love to do, and focus full time on my personal development and, you know, surfing and all these kind of things that just excites me so deeply that I just feel that is one of the things why I'm here on the planet, is just to experience that, because in that sense I feel most connected to myself and my purpose and all these kind of things. And while I was on that journey, I discovered, okay, seasonal work is great, but it basically forces you to work all winter and work hard, not really enjoying your time in the winter, during the winter time, and in order to have your entire summer off. And that's a possibility, it's a strategy. It wasn't for me, just because I am not a ski instructor or ski guide, or like all these seasonal jobs are very limited in what you can do. But it is an option, and for some people that works beautifully, and if that's you, that's great, you can do that. For me, that wasn't truly it. So I started looking further, I started to expand my mind and found my way into network marketing, and I realized that this unconventional way of working actually allows you to be location independent, to work from anywhere in the world, and to help people who actually have that kind of lifestyle and who want to have that kind of lifestyle, and to also help them to thrive in their health and their wealth and all these kind of things. So that's what I shifted into. Right now I'm still doing that in the NFT space, which also allows me to be where I want to be. And this is one of the most important things that I think you have to consider when you want to just, I don't know, be in a location where you want to be and work from there, is that you really have to prioritize your freedom. And that sounds maybe a little bit idealistic for some people. It's like, I mean, I think most people don't truly believe that true freedom is possible. I am convinced that this is possible. I believe that this is our birthright. This is why we're here, to have freedom in our expression, freedom in where we want to be, freedom in how we want to spend our time, freedom in, you know, doing what we love to do, and freedom in helping people in our own authentic ways. And prioritizing your freedom means that you don't settle for anything less. And that is challenging sometimes, because life will show you opportunities, life will give you ways that you could perhaps work for yourself, be self-employed. Now, how I see this is actually a lot of people, and this is what I think, where most people, this is my vision, fall into this trap of thinking that the future will be better and working for the future, creating wealth right now so they could live in freedom in the future, and then eventually that never truly happens. And this is because they don't prioritize their life. They don't prioritize their life, they prioritize working hard to work for the future. And I want you to, my intention in this video is to open up your mind to actually, there are so many ways that you could have that life right now, literally right now, without having to wait for the future to become better, because that future is an illusion. And of course, future planning is important. Having a vision that you can work towards to is a way, dreaming big. It's a way of planning the future. But I want you to understand that you don't have to sacrifice your time right now in order to be free in the future. You can have it all, and that's 5D, is having it all. You don't have to sacrifice yourself right now to live a certain life that you desire to live in the future. And one of the things that you have to think about is, okay, so how can I minimize my costs? One example of that in how we do it is we do seasonal renting. So we rent a place during the season, and after that we are free to do anything that we want. Imagine that you are renting a place, probably not the advice that most people would give you, because most people would say invest in a house and live in it. But actually Robert Kiyosaki has talked about this. He says investing in a house is not an asset because it's not bringing you any money back into your pocket. Meaning that if you actually live in your house, it's not an investment, it's not something that's giving you time and freedom, just because you have to pay for the bills to be able to live there. And it's not giving you anything in return. And so the way that investing in a house would be an asset is when you actually rent it out, is if you would buy, rebuild and flip the place. That is how investing in a house will be an asset. Renting, for example, if investing in a house is not something that you want to do, renting is a great option in my opinion. It's not probably the most financial best advice that someone would give you, but in my opinion, if it comes down to your freedom, you can just decide that you don't want to live there anymore and you close the door and you're done. Right? You're out. There's no any bills and things that you have to pay to live the life that you want to live. And so that has worked for us very beautifully, and this is also what allows us to do what we want to do after the winter season has finished, just because with all that money that we otherwise would be putting in our rent, we can now live from. So that is a way that I want to also expand your mind, because most people don't tell you that this is an option, and most people will tell you that investing in a place is a good asset, which it is if you do it correctly. Another way is also looking at, for example, if you start self-employment, I think one of the best things that you could ever consider is, how is this business location independent? Meaning, am I able to do this from another place without having to be stuck in one place simply because I have an inventory, for example, that I have to store somewhere, or because it's connected to a certain time zone? All these kind of things are things that you have to figure out yourself before you start self-employment. I know a lot of people who thought, and this is great by the way, if this makes you happy then it's great. I'm not saying that something is good or wrong, I'm just explaining what freedom could be like, and that is the purpose of this video. I'm not saying that anything else is wrong. If something makes you happy, that's the best choice for you. I'm not judging or anything at all. People should do whatever they feel most comfortable, happy and satisfied with. But if it comes down to your freedom, you really have to consider these kind of things. I know so many people who started to be self-employed, and they started to actually work harder than they ever have before, because being self-employed doesn't necessarily mean that you have more time. Yes, you have the freedom to create your own schedule, but actually being self-employed forces you to work extremely hard, especially at the start. So the secret behind it all is, I think, just modeling people who are successful. Who in your environment has the kind of life that you desire to have, and what can you learn from them? How can you model their success? Because success leaves clues, and so whatever they're doing, there is some kind of mechanism behind it that allows them to have that kind of freedom. And so yeah, these are all just concepts that I want to share with you, because I truly believe that if you feel called to do this, if you feel inspired in any way, there is something within you that tells you, hey, this is possible for me. And like I said, if this doesn't resonate, that's beautiful, that's fine, it doesn't have to. But if it does resonate, then what are you still doing where you are? What is keeping you from actually taking that step, taking the power in your own hands and creating the life that you want to live? If you could live anywhere in the world, it doesn't have to be a holiday. And that's also one thing that I want to touch on. I am not here on a holiday. I am here because it's life. I choose to be somewhere where I feel most inspired, where I can do my work and help people, because that's where I feel that I thrive most. That's where I feel that could benefit others most. You being in an environment where you feel most alive, where you thrive, where you just feel that, I don't know, life is easy when you wake up. It doesn't, you know, it's always an option. You don't have to live somewhere where you don't want to be and work your ass off to escape that life for a holiday. If you could live somewhere where you love to live, where you don't have to escape, where you can stay. So that's all things that I want to open up your mind about. And yeah, let me know in the comments what you think, what you feel. If there's anything that you have been dreaming about, anything that you desire deep down in your heart, and for some reason you have not been able to make that decision because, I don't know, there is something in the way. Everything and anything is possible, and that's my message for today. And yeah, if you have liked this video, make sure to like this video, as this video will be spread out to anyone who needs to hear right now. If you feel that this video could help anyone in your direct environment, please share this message, because I can only do so much, the YouTube algorithm can only do so much, but when you share it with someone you know, you're actually indirectly helping someone else who needs this. Yeah, so make sure to do that. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, remember to do so, as you will be the first to watch all of my videos every Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays, so that you can create your best life. Remember, we have such an exciting future to look forward to, even if it doesn't seem like it right now. Thank you so much for being here, and I am looking forward to see you in the next video. Bye for now.